Notable albums, 2003 Extreme Metal. If you just want music, head to the end here. As ever, if I've missed anything from 2003, stick it in the comments below. If I like it enough, I'll add it to the playlist. And if not, it'll be in the comments all time for everyone else to check out. Okay, let's just dive straight into these. We've got this, which is Arch Enemy, Dead I See No Future EP. I have no idea when I picked this up. Unfortunately, it's got quite a bit of damage, but I don't think I've hardly ever listened to that either. But I do sometimes listen to this, which is the only Arch Enemy I own apart from that single or EP. And I do still put this on from time to time. It's one of the first ones from sort of back in the day when I got it. And I still like this one for like a sort of melodic death metal. Don't listen to it very often, but it's got some good songs on there. Not so keen on any other Arch Enemy, but still keep hold of that one. Probably it's nostalgia speaking, but I do like it from time to time. Next up, I'll stick on the Head Wound demo, Cornish band from 2003. It's not particularly heavy, but it's just sort of like thrash, sort of metal-y type stuff from back in the day, so I'll stick that on the list. I've got next up some gore grind / death grind from Regurgitate Deviant. My brother's friend was getting rid of a load of his CDs, so I picked this one up. Yeah, just not much to say really. It's just straightforward, good old grinding times. Good stuff. Next up we've got Cenotaph from Turkey. In my opinion, these guys are one of the most underrated, best brutal death metal bands in the world. This album, Pseudo Verminal Cadaverum, is not their best one, but it's not their worst either. Yeah, I would definitely check out like their late 90s stuff. But yeah, it's still a really decent blasting brutal death metal album from 2003, and some of their later albums as well are just so insanely brutal. Yeah, awesome band, Cenotaph from Turkey. Check them out. Next up we've got Desecration, Gore and Perversion 2, as if Gore and Perversion 1 wasn't enough with its horrendous artwork. Yep, these Welsh death metal bastards, death fucking metal. Yeah, I'm not even going to open up the booklet because the band photographs have, they basically have I don't know if they're hired guns or whatever, but females performing oral pleasure on the two band members. So I don't have my YouTube license revoked or whatever. But yeah, definitely pushing the boundaries, those Welsh death metal guys. Next up we've got Anol Nathrak, which is apparently old British curse of some description. When fire rains down from the sky, mankind will reap as it is sown. It's the only Anol Nathrak album I own. I'm not mad on Anol Nathrak, I don't mind them. And this album in particular is pretty darn good, or EP, whatever it is. But yeah, I remember going to, I've seen them with quite a little, ooh, spitting there. Must be thirsty for some Anol Nathrak. I remember seeing them, I think I've seen them a couple of times, but I remember seeing them in Plymouth, I think it was. And I remember it being the worst journey home so where I lived at the time was about a 2-hour drive on windy roads, most of it. And because it was the thickest fog you can imagine that night, and all the main roads were shut for roadworks, which we didn't know. So what should have taken, you know, about 2-hour journey turned into like a 4.5-hour journey, and because all the main roads were shut, almost ran out of petrol as well. Literally fumes just coming into the petrol station. So yeah, that was, we'll never forget that one. Always check if the roads are open if you're travelling late night back from a gig. That would be the lesson there. Anyway, onwards and upwards. V28, amazing band. They've got some demos and they've got sort of like a remix album at the end, but I would just recommend the main trilogy really. Yep, just such a cool band, sort of play like mid-tempo, black metal / industrial. Yeah, just really, really well-crafted songs. Amazing trilogy of albums, these ones. Came out on Vendless back in the day. Would definitely recommend checking out all of their albums, all the main trilogy anyway. Next up we have Strapping a Lad, and with their self-titled 2003 album. Heavy Debbie, back when he made some much heavier music, which I preferred. I could certainly appreciate the skill that goes into the modern Devin Townsend stuff, but yeah, I definitely prefer the older, heavier Strapping Young Lad stuff, the more intense stuff. Next up, we've got the band that I can't pronounce, Melekesh or Meleshesh, I'm not sure. There's a lot of work's gone into this on Osmos, beautiful CD, and inside, the album's called Sphinx, by the way, in case you're wondering. We've got all this lovely sort of metallic writing in there. A lot of money's gone into the production of this, a lot of time. Really beautiful album. Also an amazing sounding album, and just a really killer sort of Middle Eastern black metal band. Yeah, really unique and awesome band. Speaking of really unique and awesome bands, we'll go with Mithras next. So it's like British death metal with the cosmic themes going on. These guys definitely on their own path and still on their own path. Leon is really just continuing to build a legacy of an incredible sort of cosmic based death metal. And it really is their own sort of blend of death metal, especially nowadays. It's become more and more unique. But yeah, really cool album, really cool band. Okay, back into a bit more well-known territory here. 6 Feet Under, Bringer of Blood came out in 2003. Some really cool digital artwork on this release. And the old demon manipulated photographs. There's also a cool DVD which came with this. And yeah, he's obviously put a lot of time into this one as well. Nice big thick booklets, don't see that in releases anymore. I guess there's just not the market for it anymore. But yeah, musically, I remember Chris Barnes' vocals being very prominent on this release, almost a little bit too loud in the mix. Songs are sort of simple, catchy, everything you know from sort of classic 6 Feet Under, really. Good album. I wouldn't say it's one of their best, but it's still good release. Yep, and this band, I'm really not keen on any other albums, but for some reason, I absolutely love this one. Hatebreed, The Rise of Brutality. I don't seem to be able to get on with any of their other albums, but I absolutely love this one, which is very bizarre. Yeah, just maybe it's nostalgia or just the time, but yeah, really like that album. Really gets me sort of like, you know, gets the energy up. Yeah, it's a really cool album. Yeah, really like that album for some reason. So we'll get into the sort of top ones now. We've got this criminally underrated Polish death metal band, Yattering, with their album Genocide, which just opens up with one of the catchiest riffs, death metal riffs of all time. Yeah, just classic. Yeah, was this on Candlelight by this point? Yeah, just Yattering. But yeah, track down all the Yattering stuff if you like obscure 90s death metal or sort of early 2000s stuff. They are an incredible band, really criminally underrated, amazing musicians and awesome death metal. Yattering for the win. So this is probably going to be my top favourite 3 of 2003, which I own. Like I said, I'm updating all these lists all the time, so there's more like underground stuff, which I don't own, but will be added onto this list. So we're going with Akikoki Chronozon. This is probably their peak, I would say, in terms of like maybe, I don't know about popularity, but certainly notoriety. They've obviously had a good day on a photo shoot there, pretending they're very rich. I don't know, they might be very rich, I don't know, but these do strike me as sort of definitely well-posed photo opportunities. But yeah, they're still riding the wave of sophisticated Satanists from London at this point. But with the whole gimmick put to one side, the music is absolutely fantastic, and that is an incredible album. Definitely up there. Okay, next up we have a technical death metal masterpiece, Pavor Furioso. Yeah, not a lot of people know about this band, but they are just, yeah, incredible musicians. Musicianship on this album is pretty phenomenal. Yep, this is the last one that came out, and this was in 2003, so quite some time ago. And they sort of have the thing, well, they did have the thing on their website saying there won't be a new album anytime soon because it takes us so long to write and stuff. But to be fair, the music is pretty incredible. Yeah, so definitely check out Pavor if you've not heard of them. And my favourite of 2003, one of my all-time favourites, just had such a massive impact on me at the time, is Superjoint, Lethal Dose of American Hatred. Yeah, I've listened to this countless times. I still absolutely love it. I remember just being like a teenager, and you can see how sort of well worn the booklet is. It's all shredded apart. Yeah, I remember just like listening to this and reading the lyrics, and you can't make lyrics about sliding down the wall with needles in your arms. What the hell are you on about? This is insane. This is too evil. It ended up being one of my favourite albums of all time. Just the attitude, and I suppose Mr. Anselmo was in the throes of his drug addiction at the time. It's also later on, it sort of put me onto Hank 3's music, which I absolutely love as well. But yeah, just an all-time favourite of mine. I don't know what you would call it really, punk, metal-ish sort of stuff, but yeah, it's just the attitude and everything. And I was a very impressionable teenager at the time, and yeah, never got into the hard drugs myself, but certainly got into the hard music which those drugs produce. So yeah, good times. Okay then, I think that concludes it for my 2003. Like I said, there's more like obscure stuff that I'm adding to these playlists all the time, and the great thing about making these playlists is that YouTube seems to be recommending me more and more stuff, as well as you guys on WhatsApp and comments and whatever. So yeah, really appreciate it. Okay, next week will be the year 2004, so I'll see you then. Cool, cheers.